Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I really wanted to film a eyeshadow palette video talking about the most giftable palettes for 2021 in my humble opinion. So if you are interested in some gift ideas, then this is the video for you. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Karen Harris. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on my channel. If you aren't subscribed already, well, baby, this is your chance. Go ahead and subscribe. We are posting every day up until Christmas, and I would hate for you to miss any of my uploads. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell so you're notified every time I post. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, honestly, I wanted to talk about 10 palettes, but I feel like I have more. I also tried to pick palettes that were easy for you guys to get and not so much indie palettes, because with indies, you're always struggling to figure out like what's in stock, what's not in stock, and things like that. So I try to pick things that are easy to get a hold of, things that you can hopefully get on sale so you can save a little bit of money, because the holiday season is very expensive. So I will link all the palettes I mentioned down below, and some of those links might be affiliates. So if you do use them to shop and I make a small commission, thank you so much in advance for that. And that goes right back into my channel. So now I feel like I've talked and given all the disclaimers. So let's start off. The Lush Life palette from Colourpop. Honestly, I had given up on Colourpop in the start of 2021. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not buying any palettes from them. So boring. They haven't done a color story I'm interested in so long. And then this palette came into existence, and it is the most beautiful Colourpop palette in my humble opinion. You guys know how much I love colorful shadows, and especially the fact that there are some greens in here, some deep colorful mattes, which I'm always looking for. Not to mention the freaking packaging. You guys know I love palm print. Like, if you've been following me for a while, I'm obsessed with leaf prints. It's like my favorite thing. Like the Beverly Hills Hotel, like that vibe. I love it. So the fact that they made this palette, it was like a match made in heaven. Love it so much, and you can usually catch this on sale. So highly recommend grabbing this if you see it. Grab an extra one for a friend. I don't think that if you have the same makeup taste as me, you're gonna freaking love this palette, okay? No doubt. Okay, the next palette I'm gonna mention is one that has to travel over the ocean to get to you. So maybe you won't want to get this for somebody else, but oh my gosh, if you like eyeshadows like me, and also if you like this eye look, I feel like you could definitely create it with this palette. Now, the eyeshadow palette I have on is a different palette. This video should be up already, so I'll link it down below for you guys in case you're wondering what kind of sorcery is on my eyes. But I feel like I could create this look with this palette, and this palette's only $15, or is it 20? It's like 20 or $15. The only thing is, Beauty Bay is in the UK, I believe, so it does take a little while to get to you, but man, oh man, this palette is so good. Grab one for yourself, grab one for a friend. You're still gonna be within budget, and if not this one, Beauty Bay does have a lot of other palettes as well, but oh my gosh, this palette is gorgeous, and the metallics are beautiful. Highly recommend checking out my video with the Age of Opulence palette from Beauty Bay, but this is like one of my favorite palettes of 2021. Okay, now we're gonna go like a little bit mainstream after talking about Beauty Bay. So if you have a neutral lover in your life, if you know somebody that's like sophisticated, highly recommend the Charlotte Tilbury Holiday Palette. This palette is gorgeous, honestly. Such a great everyday palette, but it also has that like old Hollywood glam that Charlotte Tilbury is known for. I'm not a fan of Charlotte Tilbury's quads. I think they're a little overpriced. I mean, this palette's expensive, don't get me wrong. 75 bucks, like, holy moly. But it's so good. The metallics are so creamy and buttery. So I really like this palette. And I mean, look at this beautiful packaging. Like, your friends and family are just gonna feel so loved if you get them this palette. Or maybe you're just gonna get it for yourself. Either way, I'm not here to judge. Okay, I'm just here to tell you guys what my favorite palettes are for gifting. Okay, another one that's a great like everyday palette is the ABH Primrose palette. I don't know why this is called a Primrose palette. I haven't looked it up, but honestly, this palette is kind of boring, but in the best way. It's going to be one of those like old reliable palettes that you can just grab. You know, every eye look you bring with this is going to be top notch and the quality is great. So I really like this palette. I wish they had done a light skin tone and a dark skin tone, maybe even a medium skin tone version. I just think that would have been fun. Or just eliminate the duo here at the end, or maybe sell that separately just so people could have the option. It doesn't bother me. I know some people will use this as like an eyeshadow. Personally, I really like this blush shade, so it doesn't bother me at all. But grapefruit is a little bit light, but I mean, I can still make it work, or I can mix the two shades. So that's probably how I'll use those two colors. But oh my gosh, the eyeshadows are amazing. This palette, the packaging, very nice and sturdy. Just looks like a very giftable palette in my humble opinion. So that's why I wanted to recommend it to you guys. Okay, so we've talked about 4 palettes so far. Now we're on to palette number 5. And she's, you know, another basic palette, but so cool. Plus, I mean, if you're friends or fans of baked goods, who's not gonna want this Cinnamon Swirl palette from Too Faced? I review this palette every year. So last year I reviewed, I think it was the gingerbread. This one, amazing, neutral. I mean, I wish like all Too Faced palettes had the quality of this palette. Sometimes it can just be so hit or miss. Like some of their palettes, like this one, amazing quality. Some other palettes, amazing packaging, really shitty quality. Like their holiday collections, those big like sets they do. I've never heard anyone say like, go get this palette because the quality is amazing. I remember when I first started watching YouTube, I would watch people review these big Too Faced holiday sets, and as soon as the Sephora sales happened, they would buy every single holiday set and review it, and I was so overwhelmed. And now it's like so much has changed because I don't see those types of videos. It could also be the people I'm subscribed to don't review that type of stuff anymore, but oh my gosh, such a nice palette, a good old everyday basic kind of palette, but so good nonetheless. Okay, here's one I know my audience has been really interested in, and it was just on sale, so hopefully you guys were able to grab it, but I have to recommend the Cinderella palette from Sigma. I mean, this is so giftable for the holiday season, whether you like neutrals, whether you like color. I know people are trying to figure out like what the Sigma quality is like. Personally, I'm a big fan of the Sigma formula, and it's not because I get their stuff in PR. I used to buy their makeup before they sent it to me, and the fact that I'm on their PR list is just a bonus, honestly. So good, such great makeup. I do have a discount code with them. It's KHMAKEUP 10, I think, and that'll save you 10% on Sigma's website. But honestly, they usually have sales that are even better than if you use my code. So if you can, use my affiliate link, because that way I'll still get credit for your purchase, and that's always listed in my description box. But even if you don't do that, that's okay. It's just a beautiful palette. I think like if somebody was going to do a Disney collab, this is how I would prefer to see a Disney collab done. Sometimes they're just so tacky and the shades are just like not representative of the movies or the IPs that brands are collabing with. Whereas I think this one is like the perfect amount of like everyday, but also still has that essence of Cinderella in it. So really love this palette and highly recommend gifting this if you have a Disney lover in your life that also loves makeup. Okay, the next palette that I think is oh so giftable, one that I would gift to all of my friends if I had gajillions of dollars, is the Rose Quartz palette from Huda Beauty. This palette was one of the most surprising palettes of 2021 for me, just because I thought I have to review it because I love reviewing the Huda Holiday palette, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna hate this palette. I just know it. I'm not gonna have anything good to say. And then I did my eye look and it turned out so beautiful and soft and glamorous, and I was like, okay, I'm sold. I love the palette. It's gorgeous, and yeah, I haven't changed my mind about it. Listen, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that my regular eye looks are like this. This is my vibe. I love a good bright blue green eyeshadow look. But if I want to do something soft, something beautiful, for example, say like my daughter's baptism. I'm not sure if I'm going to get her baptized, but listen, if I was going to get her baptized, or if we were going to go to like a PTA meeting, or I wanted to look like a sophisticated Rish Bish mom. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding, because I think I can do that with this too. But you know, for those days when you want like a soft glam look, I could totally see myself reaching for this palette. And so one of my favorite palettes, and I think it would just be such a wonderful gift for the beauty lover in your life. Okay guys, I'm almost done. Let's talk about Natasha Denona. I'm obsessed with these face palettes, the Glam face palettes. There's eyeshadows in here too. My favorite one is the dark palette, especially if you have my skin tone. You're gonna want this one. Such beautiful face products. I love the highlighter, love the blush. I've been wearing this pretty much every day. I'm wearing it right now. I love it. I will say the eyeshadows I couldn't care less about, but the two face products are gorgeous. And I think that if you don't have a ton of makeup, the eyeshadows will come in good use for you as well. The quality is definitely there. And this packaging, I mean, what screams holiday more than this glam packaging that you can use every day for the rest of the year. Okay, let's talk about Glamlight because I grabbed a bunch of them. I feel like who wouldn't love to have the happy hour collection for the holidays? I mean, you can buy the whole collection if you want. You can buy the lippies. I don't have the lippies, but those are great for a wine lover. I think any of these palettes somebody would be happy with, or you can get them all. I will say my favorites are the chocolate martini, the dirty martini, and the wine. The margarita one I don't love so much because it's kind of a mid-tone colorful palette. So this one's not my favorite, but these three, I feel like somebody would be so happy to get these. If you have a neutral lover in your life, you can get them chocolate martini. If you have a green eyeshadow lover in your life, somebody like me, you could get them this one, the dirty martini. And then of course wine for somebody that loves purple eyeshadows. I mean, they've got it all in here. So I love these three. I just picked up their Icy collection. I cannot wait for that to get here. But these ones I have seen on really good sales, so highly recommend checking the Glamlight website if you want to score some major deals on makeup. And I also have a code, KHMAKEUP, will save you money on the website. Honestly, these are so, so good. And then I also wanted to recommend the Glamlight and Mikayla palette. If you want to do something just like a one-stop shop kind of deal, this palette has all the colors you will ever need. Quality is great, beautiful metallics, giant mirror, and of course it's with somebody absolutely famous on TikTok because she's like super hip and cool. Listen, I'm old, okay? I don't know what the kids are doing these days, but I feel like a palette from a famous TikToker would totally jazz people. So even if you don't follow her, the palette itself is gorgeous and can stand up on its own. So a great way to try the Glamlight formula, and you get all of the colors you could ever want in this palette. Okay, last but certainly not least, you didn't think I was going to talk about my giftable palettes of 2021 and not mention Pat McGrath. I mean, I really considered Utopian Dream, but I feel like you can get that any time of the year. But for holiday, of course, you're going to want to grab somebody this gorgeous palette. This is her Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. Oh my gosh, Pat McGrath has been running some major deals on her holiday stuff. I basically bought this full price, but I've now purchased her entire holiday collection on sale. So I have the blush palettes, the quads, the highlighter I already own, probably one of my favorite highlighters of all time. But the blushes and the quads are on their way to me. So I cannot wait to play with them because I love collecting Pat McGrath. But oh my gosh, this is so beautiful, so perfect for the holidays. There's not a lot of mattes in here, but I will say that the shades she included, you can definitely use in the crease. And then the metallics are absolutely bomb. Packaging's bomb. It screams holiday. Definitely a gorgeous palette to consider gifting for the season. So that is it, guys. I don't know how many palettes I talked about, but there was definitely more than 10. And I hope this helped you in some shape or form if you are shopping for yourself or that makeup lover in your life. Please, please, please make sure that you take notes of the awesome holiday palettes that somebody might be finding under the tree this year from you to you, or maybe to somebody else, who knows. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for checking it out, and I will see you in another video tomorrow. Bye guys.